I'm Rebecca.
And I'm Hunter, and this is
the Family Showdown!
Howdy, folks. Good evening. It's just me tonight, so don't tune out. It's going to be a great show. Rebecca's in the chat. She's entertaining the chat people, so feel free to ask her any questions in the chat, and she can answer those for you. So welcome to the show. This is our variety show. We do a variety of things. Shenanigans, weird stuff, put on blindfolds, all sorts of craziness. All right, so we're going to jump right in. As always, we start off our show with, let's see if I can find it. All right. What did we play? So we being missing Rebecca. We played 14 games, one of which Rebecca played without me, so she can talk about that one or not. 13 games we played, since we last spoke, which was 2 weeks ago, July 6th. So let's jump right out. We always go from worst to best. And here's the funny thing. This is going to be shenanigans because I had to work late, so I didn't get to pull the games. So I'm actually going to run around the room and pull the games. It's going to be exciting. Is that going to be exciting? I don't know if that's exciting. So we'll start off with my number 13. Dead air. For sale. So for sale, all these games are rated 7 or higher. So we're going to have a lot of 7s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of them are going to be 7s. Next 6 are 7s. So for sale, we played for sale. We had a kind of a game day last weekend. Kind of. It was a partial game day. It wasn't a full game day. So for sale is a bidding game. So it's a game of 2 halves. The first half of the game, you are purchasing properties. You have a set amount of money to start the game with. You have to allocate the money for a certain number of purchases. You're purchasing properties. Properties are different values. They go from 1 to 30. Purchase the properties, and then the second half of the game, you basically, sell the property. So there's going to be cards that are put out that are worth certain values, and you secretly pick one of your properties to bid, to put out for those properties, and then you reveal, and the highest value property gets the highest value card. So it's a quick little filler game. It takes about 20 minutes to play. We're kind of just, we're playing these, I think we're late in the day or late in the evening, and we're just trying to play some quick games, and this is one of the ones we picked. We're 13, so I gave it a 7. All right, let's go to my number 12, which I grabbed while I was over there. Very similar game, High Society. It's another kind of bidding game. It's in the same series. If you look, the boxes are very similar. It's a series. In fact, I think they're numbered. Yeah, they're numbered. This one's number 4, number 5 in a series. I guess these are, who makes these games? Oh, Griffin Games. This is the old Griffin Games, Evil Griffin, before they became Evil Griffin. Had a series of games. This is another one. This one is you're trying to, again, get the most valuable things. This is another auction game. The thing is, at the end of the game, whoever spent the most money is eliminated from contention, and then everyone else adds up the value of all their stuff. So you can't kind of hold back your money. You have to kind of be active in the bidding. So these are both really cool, kind of light filler games. This one's a little bit longer. This one's about a half hour or so. Another good one. These are available. This one's got a reprint with a new different box. I don't know if I assume for sales their box is different too, because this is the old Eagle or Griffin game box. So there you go. They're both really good games. If you like bidding auction games, those are kind of some introductory, lightweight auction games. All right, let's move on to my number 11. I'll be right back. Good thing I know where all these games are. So, number 11, Vampire Radar. This is a little basic hidden movement game. It's almost impossible to get. It's only available in Japan. Rebecca got a hookup for us to buy this game. But, I mean, if it was readily available, would be the first one I would suggest for a introduction to hidden movement. Very simple hidden movement game. Moving around on a board. Vampire's chasing you, but he's invisible. He's hidden. And you have little radars you can step on to find out how far away he is. And you have to judge by that, kind of do some deduction to figure out where he is. And then you shoot him, and he's trying to sneak up on you and kill you. So, really cool game. It's really fun, but impossible to get, unfortunately. I give it a 7 just because there's not much going on with the game. It's very, very simple. Like I said, it's a very introductory game. I give that one a 7 as well. Like I said, several of these are a 7. My next game, I'm going to get tired doing this. It gets exercise, I guess. Number 10 game, family played some Takedo. This game's been around for a while now. Let me move it up where you can see it. This is a kind of move along a path. You're doing different activities. You're basically traveling across Japan, I guess. You're doing different activities. You're collecting items. You're building in panoramas and going and eating food and all sorts of really interesting things. But it's another very simplistic family weight game. So it's can be kind of mean because you can block people from spaces they really want to go to. We got all the expansions. I enjoy it. I probably wouldn't ask to play this if the family didn't play it, but I enjoy playing it with my family. So this is a good one. Again, all of these so far are very, like I said, lightweight introductory style games. All right, Kaido. All right, let's move on to my number 9. Where is number 9? It's over here, maybe? Cats is my number 9. This seems to be a trend with all these games, family weight games. This is a kind of a family weight polyomino game. This may be a hair above family weight, but if you like polyomino games and you like cats, it's a great combination. You're basically just drafting tiles. You're putting them on a boat, trying to fill up as much space as efficiently as possible. This one's about an hour. Takes about an hour to play. Fairly easy to teach. Does have some card play going on, which can complicate things slightly. That's why I said it may be family plus weight game. But I enjoy it. I give it a 7 again. Most lightweight family games are going to be higher than a 7 for me for the most part, unless it really blows me away. There's some in that category that will do that. Cats. All right. Let's see what's next. My number 9. Wait, that was 9. My number 8, right behind me, somewhere here. Recolt. It's my number 8. This one was an 8. I dropped it to a 7. This one, I don't know. It seems very kind of railroads you into doing one thing. I guess that's the reason why I dropped it from an 8 to a 7. It's basically you are growing crops. You're taking those crops and you have a path. It's a banquet table that goes around the edge of the board. It's basically a scoring track. But you have to give a certain number of vegetables to move along the track. So first base you might do 1 tomato and then 1 carrot and then 1 mushroom, and you're moving along. And then it becomes 2 and then 3 and then 4 and then 5 and 6. So it's just an efficiency puzzle of growing and harvesting as much crops as you possibly can to get as far along as a track as you can. This is a lot like if you played at Gates of Loyang, which we're going to talk about here in a little bit. It has a similar mechanism, but that one has a lot more going on. This one's just pretty much plant vegetables, grow them, harvest them, turn them in, and move along a track. It's a worker placement game. There's some superpower cards. They give you a special ability that you can purchase I don't ever seem to buy those. Anyway, it's very straightforward. Very, if you're looking for a very straightforward worker placement resource management game, this is one. But I would suggest At the Gates of Loyang over this one, which I'll talk about shortly. All right, my number 7 I do not own. This is the first of the 8s, so we're to the 8s now. Let me pull it up here. If I can find it. Just got a pop up. Hopefully it didn't mess anything up. Anyway, my number 7, which I give an 8, the first one of the 8s, is The Great Zimbabwe. Great Zimbabwe. So the infamous Tommy brought The Great Zimbabwe. We played it. I had very mixed feelings on this game. So at first, when we first started playing this game, I was kind of not liking it. It was like, oh, I don't know if I like this game. Towards the middle, I start enjoying it more, as I guess I could figure the game out more. And then, so it started low, went up, and then I started having questions about certain things, so it went down a little bit. After we played, I went and did some research, and we played a couple of rules wrong. So I think that's what kind of affected my feelings for the game, because I was confused by why was this thing happening when I think something else should happen, and why were we not playing a whole section of, like there's rules for a whole section of the game that we didn't even play, really, we didn't use. And so those slight rules mistakes kind of swayed me all over the place. So I don't think I have a good grasp of how much I like this game yet, so I need to play it one more time. I do have this on pre-order, so I do want to play it again and potentially cancel that pre-order if I sway on the low side. So this is barely an 8. This game has potential. I think I'll enjoy it. Hopefully we'll play it again with all the rules going the right direction, and I'll experience pieces of the game which kind of confuse me, right? So this one, I don't know how I feel about it. So we'll see. I guess it's a wait and see, to be determined once I play it again. All right. So let me move on to my number 6, a brand new game that we just played. We just purchased last weekend, and we played it yesterday. Fresco. So we just purchased this game. This is the revised edition, the 2020 revised edition for Fresco. I don't know what the difference is. It's funny because I've always been interested in the game. I always wanted to play it, but I read that the 2-player was not very good. But when we went shopping, we met up with Nick. I think it was mentioned in the chat. We met up with Nick and Paul and his wife Patricia at Madness. I was selling some games, but we were also going to play some games. Unfortunately, it was a Magic thing was going on, and the place was packed full of Magic players, so we couldn't really get a game played. But where I'm going with this is I completely forgot that there was issues with the 2-player, so I bought it without looking, and we ended up playing it, and I actually enjoyed it quite a bit. The 2-player does have a pseudo dummy player for a 3rd player, which I usually don't like. But I don't mind them if they're pretty simplistic and straightforward, and you not a lot going on, and they can't win the game, and they don't do a bunch of bad things and all sorts of stuff. But this one has a very simplistic dummy player. It reminds me a little bit of Doom, the Dune Imperium game, where the dummy player is very easy to run and pretty straightforward. This one's the same. I enjoyed it quite a bit. It's you're basically collecting paints or mixing paints. You're completing contracts, basically painting pieces of the fresco. It's got an interesting wake-up mechanism for your workers. So basically, you kind of like if you've ever played viticulture, you pick the time you're waking up. It's very similar. If you wake up early, you get to go earlier in turn order, but your workers are cranky, not happy. Or you can wake up later in the day and go later in turn order, and your workers are happier. And you have to kind of balance where do you want to go in turn order with how upset your workers are. The upset part, basically, if your workers are really happy, you potentially get an additional worker. If your workers are really upset, you potentially could lose one of your workers. So there's a lot of balance there in that. So it's really interesting. I enjoyed it quite a bit. This is a solid 8, and I don't mind playing it with the 2-player, with the dummy player. Some people don't hate dummy players regardless of how difficult they are to run. if that's you don't like dummy players, then this isn't the game for you for 2-player. All right. Let's move on. Move on to my number 5, and that's already mentioned. It's right back here. At the Gates of Loyang. So we kind of played both. These games are very similar in my head. Ray Colt and At the Gates of Loyang. Ray Colt's streamlined, super straightforward, and in my opinion, not a lot of decision making. This one adds a lot more to the game. It's a much beefier game, but it's the same result. You're kind of moving along a path, but in this game, you're producing crops, selling crops. I mean, not selling. You're feeding people with your crops, collecting money, and then you use the money to move along a path. And how far you go on the path is your score. Like Ray Colt, how far you move along the path is your score as well. This one I enjoy quite a bit. There's a lot of resource management. There's a lot of interaction between the players. I like the drafting system where you draft cards each round. I enjoy the game. It's quite a bit. It's a much beefier game than Ray Colt. More going on, more decisions. You don't feel like you're railroaded and kind of playing one way. This one has some different ways to make money in the game. So, At the Gates of Loyang. Probably middle of the pack for my favorite Uwe Rosenberg games. So, let's move on. If I can reach it from here. Where is it? Oh dear. I'm actually having to look for one. Where are you? Where are you? Oh, there you are. Here. My number 4, Airlines Europe. So this one we've had for a long time. We've had it for, I want to say, 5, 6, 7 years, something like that. This one is one of the first games we sought out because it was like beloved by the Dice Tower 6, 7 years ago, 8 years ago. This is a Ticket to Ride Plus. It's by the same designer as Ticket to Ride. You're basically building airline routes. You're buying stock in those airlines, and you're just trying to make as much money as you can by making those airlines prosper and collecting the stock of the valuable airlines. So it's Ticket to Ride with a stock market. That's the best way I could describe it. I really enjoy it. I like this one quite a bit. It's pretty easygoing. It's not. You think stock market. You think it's super complex or a lot going on. It's not that. Like I said, it's a step up from Ticket to Ride, obviously, but it's not super complicated. So it's my number 4, Airlines Europe. Number 3. I was surprised. Rebecca was right. I'll never question her again until the next time. We played Tres Magistas, or affectionately known on the channel, Tres Leches Magusta. We played this one. This is one of the quote 6 months game. If we didn't play it 6 months, it was going to go in the coal pile. But we played it, and I really liked it. I really liked it. I remember now why I was against it, and in my head I don't like it, or didn't like it, is the rules, and this is horrible rules. It took me an hour and a half to learn the rules. I had to read the rules, kind of partially reread the rules, go to find an FAQ online, and then look up some questions on Board Game Geek to learn how to play this. The rules are not very good for this game, and that's why, in my head, I didn't like the game. But the gameplay itself is really fun. I enjoyed it. It's basically taking different materials and you're transmuting them into other materials, eventually transmuting them into silver and gold, and those are the most valuable ones. You are completing experiments. You are collecting artifacts. You're doing all sorts of cool stuff. I enjoyed it quite a bit once we got the rules learned and played. So I kind of want to play this again fairly soon so that I still have the rules fresh in my head so I don't have to relearn them again. But yeah, it's a bear to learn this game from the rulebook. But it's a good one. It was a 7. I popped it up to an 8. Kind of midway through the 8s because it's not the first 8 on the list. But I enjoyed it. So Rebecca, she's not here, so I can say it. She was right. She was right. All right. Let's move on to my number 2. It's right up here, right behind us. It It is Pan Am. Love me some Pan Am. This is a fun game. It's a Prospero horror game. It's I think you can get it at Target, mass market. It's quote a mass market game. Definitely not a mass market. It plays like a mass market game. It's a really tight worker placement game. You're building airline routes. You're having those routes gobbled up by Pan Am and getting lots of money. You're building stock, and you're getting stock in Pan Am. And it's got interesting scoring in that the only thing that scores is the number of stock you have in Pan Am at the end of the game. Whoever has the most stock in Pan Am wins. There's not any money or scores or victory points or other things like that. You just buy each round. You have a chance to buy stock. You buy more and more stock. Whoever has the most stock wins. Really cool game. Really great worker placement game. It feels super tight. It feels tight at 2 players. It was even. We played it 3 players and it was even tighter. I can imagine. Was it go to 4? 4 players got to be crazy, super tight worker placement. I enjoyed them both ways. With the 2-player, it was more open. You kind of could do what you wanted to do. With 3-player, you had to actually kind of think about what all the players were going to do to be able to jump ahead and grab the worker placement spots you wanted. Great little worker placement game. Pretty thematic in my opinion, and how the routes and Pan Am buying up the routes and all that good stuff. So, there you go. Pan Am, my number 2. My number 1 is a surprise, crazy surprise. I was not expecting to like this game as much as I did. I love this game. If you like deduction games, you have to play. Where is it? Oh man, where did I put it? It's not where I thought it would be. Huh. I'm very confused now. Oh my goodness. It's not where I thought it would be. I must have put it somewhere else. I'll be back. I think Rebecca might have taken it with her. Did Rebecca take it? Did Rebecca take it? Rebecca take it? Oh, anyway, it's missing. Search for Planet X is my number 1. I don't see it anywhere. That is so strange to me. Huh. There it is. Oh, why I put it there? All right, here it is. Search for Planet X. Search for Planet X. Great. I was not expecting to like this game. I really honestly bought it for Rebecca. And Caitlin said she wanted to play it as well. I just bought it because it looked the space theme, and I think Rebecca would like it. And I loved it. Oh my goodness. This is a 9, almost a 10 for me. It would definitely be in my top 100 somewhere, which is crazy for a deduction game. So if you like deduction games, this is awesome. So basically, it's one of those kind of deduction games where it's like, if A is greater than B and B is greater than C, then D is greater than E, and blah, blah, blah. So basically, you're deducing where the planet X is based on its location, and there's certain rules, like there's asteroids have to be next to each other, or comets have to be next to each other. There's all these different rules. And you are going out and doing research and going to conferences and gathering information and guessing on where you think things are. So it's almost like a deduction, I guess hidden bidding. There's all kinds of weird stuff going on. Love this game. Great game. If you like deduction, you have to play this game. Period. Great game. I went into this expecting not to like it, to be honest, and I loved it. So, there you go. So if you like deduction, you're probably going to love it even more than I did. So, that's it. That is all the games I played. Rebecca played 1 game. I'll mention it quickly. Push my little button. She played Unmatched again. I think she played Beowulf versus Bruce Lee, I want to say. Maybe. I don't know. But her and Tommy played this while I was setting up, learning and setting up another game. I don't know anything about it. The whole arena fighting games, I have zero interest in playing those ever. So she seems to enjoy them. It's just not my style of game. It's not something I want to play. So that's her thing. She seems to enjoy it. She was wanting to play it again, and she did. So there you go. That, they say, is that. So those are the games we played. Not bad. Not bad. All right, let's move on. Let's move on to the next segment. Hopefully it won't blow up this time. Where is it? Alright. Let me see if I can get this to work. Let's see. Hopefully we won't have the silence this time. It'll be exciting. Here we go. See if this works. Might not work. Nope. Alright. Let me be back. I'll be right back. Changed my monitor. Give me 1 second. Alright. Alright. Hopefully that worked. I got a new attachment for my monitor, so hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully you can see my screen, and if so, if not, let me know. All right. So the Kickstarter segment, I'll go over Kickstarters that I backed recently, or considered backing and didn't, and then jump back on some old Kickstarters that I backed in the past. The person that suggested this segment said to do the new stuff and then go back and go over the old stuff. So we got 2 new and 2 old to go over tonight. So Pangea, I always call it Pangea. Force of Pangaea. I was kind of waffling on whether to do this one or not, to back this or not. I showed it to the ladies, and they went crazy. They said, "Oh, look at the beautiful trees," or something like that. But they killed the campaign. That's interesting. I don't know if I've ever seen them do that. Usually they leave the campaign information. They don't have it. That's very strange. They really got rid of all of it. I never seen a Kickstarter do that. That's so strange. Anyway, so Force of Pangaea it reminds me a lot of photosynthesis, but different. It's area control game, so you basically start out with some seeds, you're building up your trees, and going out and controlling areas. It's very much area control, unlike, I guess, photosynthesis is very similar in that way. Let's see, maybe I can just play the little video. I don't know if you can hear it, though. You probably can't hear it. But let me see if I can find, I'll go to the spot. So you have a board very similar to photosynthesis. You're putting these trees on, and at the end of the game, you score points for all these that you remove from your board. So you're trying to get all your stuff out on the board. There's also points for area control. There's certain time when you plant seeds. Whoever has the most seeds in the area, the tree grows. So there's kind of you can take over areas from other players. Like I said, it reminds me a lot of photosynthesis, but it seems like it's doesn't have the whole sun pointing in a certain direction and that sort of thing. You can still late pledge for this one. I don't know how long they're going to have the late pledge open, but it's still available. Looks beautiful. Looks amazing. I even like the little forest creature guy. Let's see if I can.
To the spirits.
Oh, it's loud now. It's got these little forest creatures that you put out that you can plant seed. It just looks really cool. There's some collection on the different symbols, these little symbol things out here. You're trying to collect those to get victory points. You get little victory point tokens. It's really cool. I don't know. Maybe if it's your thing. I'm surprised that all these wooden pieces. It's impressive that it's all wood. There's a lot of them, like photosynthesis, use cardboard standees for their trees. So there you go. So we'll move on to my number 2. I backed recently. distilled. The Dice Tower during the summer spectacular did a playthrough of this. Z and Mike and Chris, I think, maybe it's maybe one other person. It was Bonacore, Stephen Bonacore, all played this, and it's a cool little game. Let's see, yeah, must be my computer. There's something going on with my computer. It's like half of this is missing. Anyway, Distilled is basically it's almost a deck building game. You're collecting different components that you need to create different types of alcohol, and it has what kind of sold me on this is it's got a really cool mechanism where you're putting all your ingredients, which are different cards. So you have different types of grains and fruits and alcohol and things like that into your distillery, but basically you're making a deck of those cards. Then you shuffle up your deck, and I just learned this about distilling. When they distill, they basically take the first part of the batch and the last part of the batch and just throw it out, basically. And then whatever's left is the alcohol that you distilled. So in this, you're shuffling up all your cards, and you're taking 2 cards with a card off the top and card off the bottom, and put it into the side. I guess they go back into your discard pile or whatever to use later. And then whatever cards you have left is what are the cards you can use to distill different kinds of alcohol. And you're collecting all these different alcohol, and you're selling them to different places, and it just looks like really cool. It got great components. It looked really interesting, but that whole deck manipulation thing seemed really interesting to me. No, this is nothing like I'm missing the chat, so. Brewcrafters is nothing like Brewcrafters. It's very different. This one's a hand or deck manipulation game is what drives this game, is that whole putting all your ingredients in, and it's almost like a press your luck kind of thing. If you say you have 4 specific ingredients you need to make what you want to make, you might want to put extras of the ingredients you need, because potentially if you take out what you need, you may not distill what you need, what you want to distill. But you can always distill. You always can make some alcohol. It's just you won't make necessarily the best one or the one you're shooting for, unless you manipulate your deck in such a way where when you take 2 cards out, you have a good chance of getting the combination of cards you need to make what you want. That seemed really interesting. I don't know. I can't really think of another game where you have a hand of cards or a deck of cards, and you discard some out of that deck, and then what you're left with is what you use to take your turn. That seemed really, really interesting to me. But anyway, this one's got 8 days to go. If you want to back it, it looks really interesting to me. It's a heavy Euro game, definitely. A lot going on, lots of things happening, kind of rules intensive. But if you like that kind of game, there you go. All right, let's move on to old. So that's the 2 new games I backed. Let's go way back to the old stuff. This one, let me pull my little list here. This was my number 13 in my most anticipated games of this year, although it probably won't make it this year with all the shipping issues that we're having. So Creature Comforts was the game I backed a while back. I don't know when I backed it. Several months ago. It says estimated delivery December 2021. I don't think it's going to make that. It's going to be definitely a 2022 game. I don't know why all my campaign stuff is missing. Let me see here. It's so weird that I'm missing all my campaign information. It's doing something really weird. Huh. Anyway, so Creature Comforts, if you don't know, this game it reminds me a lot of, what are those games? Oh my gosh, the little games where you go around and you build buildings. Oh my gosh, just flew right out of my head. Rebecca will tell me. Yeah, it's definitely signed in. I don't know why it's not showing the campaign. It's so weird. So strange to me. Maybe if I change a tab, it'll come back. Refresh. Oh, there it goes. All right, good. because I definitely want to show this one off. I can't think of the game or video game it reminds me of. Someone will mention it. Anyway, so this is a game where you're going out, and it's like a super introductory worker placement game. It's a definitely family weight worker placement game. You're basically going out, collecting resources. You're using those resources to complete I guess what I would call contracts, but you're basically building chairs and rugs and furniture and decorations for your little house. And you're trying to have the most comfortable and best little dwelling that you can. Animal Crossing, Stardew Valley? Stardew Valley. It's a lot like Stardew Valley. I figured it out. So you're basically building all these different things, and each of these items give you certain levels of comfort, and you're basically trying to make the best little house or dwelling that you can. Whoever has the most comfort points or whatever at the end of the game wins. You do this by drafting. You're basically drafting dice. You use those dice to go out and go to worker placement spots. So it's a dice placement game to go out and get resources to build the different designs. Got awesome components. Let me scroll down a little bit. Scroll past all this. It's got a bunny, a yellow bunny. If you know anything about Nessa, she loves bunny, and her favorite color is yellow. So I immediately had to buy this game. You scroll down. See, there's a dice. It's got all these amazing components. This looks like a really cool game. I love game trays. It's just everything about this game looks amazing. It's going to be, I assume it's going to be super light, super easy to learn, which is good. I think this eventually is going to be my go-to introductory worker placement game at some point, especially dice placement. Teach someone using dice as workers. Looks amazing. Anyway, so that's Creature Comforts. I don't think you can back this one late. I don't think they have any of that stuff going on. Yeah, they don't have it, but it's going to come to retail eventually. Probably not too far after the Kickstarter goes. All right, so my last one of an old game, I got the Pursuit of Happiness big box. Our current Pursuit of Happiness box is completely stuffed full, like the lid doesn't close. So this is a good buy just for the box, but it also let me get the new expansion, which is the Nostalgia expansion, and I was missing one Kickstarter promo pack, which I purchased as well. So now we'll have everything in the universe for Pursuit of Happiness. Pursuit of Happiness, if you don't know, it's a worker placement game. It's basically Game of Life, the gamer version. It's a lot of card drafting, completing projects, resource management. It has a bazillion different expansions that you can mix and match and put in. We usually play with everything, and it works just fine. It does make it is a table hog. It covers your table with stuff when you play the full game. This is what the entire game looks like when you play with everything. A lot going on. If you add all the expansions. But the base game itself is just fine. It's a great game as it is. Kind of a mid-weight worker placement game. Like I said, resource management. Basically, you're going out, you're doing projects, you're getting jobs, you're getting a spouse, having kids. I think that's an expansion. You eventually have kids. You can do community service. That's another expansion. All sorts of fun things going on with this game. The big box also comes with upgraded components, which these components definitely need an upgrade. They're all wooden, except for the little pillar things here. All the components are just cardboard chits in the base game. So it's going to be nice to have the new components. See if I can show those off. Yeah, there's the new all these new components. This is what the old components look like here, and they upgraded those. I don't know if I got them out or not. Anyway, these are the deluxe components. That's much better than the little cardboard chits they give you. Anyway, there's Pursuit of Happiness, big box. That's it. That is it, folks. That is the Kickstarter stuff for this time. And I'm back. Hopefully that worked better than last time. So Sorry about the not having the campaign stuff for a couple of those, but hopefully you got the gist of how they worked. I'm really looking forward to Distilled. That looks like a really fun game. Heavy Euro game. All right. Let's move on. Rebecca may not be here, but she picked out some games for All right, it's time for some HRRR. Which way do I need to go to get centered? I need to go this way. All right, let's HRRR time. So if you don't know what HRRR is, it's Hunter's Random Ridiculous Review or rankings. Hunter's Random Ridiculous Rankings. That's what it is now. So what we do is the people in the chat give me a subject, a way to rank games. It could be anything you want to rank games. I have 8 random games that Rebecca randomly picked out off to the side. I'll do these one at a time, and I'll rank them from worst to best, fitting in the ranking category you give me. All right, so let's see how well you could play them solo. I won't fit most of those. Just taking a look over there. Games you'd play without Rebecca. Well, that's any game. Almost Fog of Love. I don't know if I would play that without Rebecca. Amusement park attraction vibe. Kind of like that one. Rebecca's gonna pick. Apparently, she's all set on pick. How well they play 2-player. That's a good one. Rank them by which you would most likely teach the Queen of England. I like that one. Amusement park attraction vibe. All right. Amusement park attraction ride. Which one would make the best amusement park ride? All right. That's what Rebecca picked. Which would make the best amusement park ride? Let's do it. Let's start with this. Clank the deck building game. So this would be an amusement park attraction, I think. You could definitely, I could see this being a kind of a horror house or whatever it's called, where you go through haunted house or whatever. You go through and it's kind of going through a dungeon and the creatures jump out at you and scare you. This could actually work. This could work. You actually could take it up a notch and have random items you need to find while you're going through the attraction. Yeah, this could work. This could definitely work. We could, in fact, you could take it up another level and put noise meters on everyone, and the louder you scream, you lose points on your journey through the attraction. So you have to be quiet. You can't make a lot of noise. All right. Currently in first place. How far can I go? Right about there. All right. There we go. Fast track. Now, this, if you've ever been to an amusement park or a fair, you know they have those little games they play, little side games that you play, where you like throw rings on bottles and you knock down bottles and stuff. You ever played? You know what fast track is? Let me open it up. Maybe. Fast track is kind of a dexterity game. I can get it open. It's a dexterity game, and this one they have a giant version at Board Game Geek convention. That was probably really loud. So you have these little discs that you're shooting. I don't know if you can see it. You have those little rubber bands. You're shooting discs. There's a little hole. There's blocks and there's a hole. You're shooting discs back and forth between each other, and whoever gets all the discs on one side or the other wins. This definitely could be a midway game. Is that what they call it? The midway game at a fair. This one has a lot of potential for a attraction at a amusement park. All right, so let's pack this up real quick. I'm not gonna pack it up. I'll just leave it out like this. All right. I think this is even better than Clink. There we go. So we got Fast Track and Clink. Let's move on. Brass Birmingham. Well, here's the thing. If you've ever been to the zoo, at least the Fort Worth Zoo, our local zoo, or if you go to Six Flags or almost a lot of amusement parks, they have that train that goes around the edge of the park or through the park or wherever to get you from one end of the park to the other. I don't know how that fits in. That's my first thought. I don't know how the game would work. Maybe you're I don't know. Maybe they deliver beer on that train. I don't know. Brass Birmingham. This I'm not feeling it. All I got is the train, the boring train ride. You go to like a Six Flags or some big amusement park place, and you're riding all these crazy, insane rides, and then you get on this stupid train, and it takes like 5 hours to go from one end of the park to the other. Boring. Last place. All right. Let's move on. Let's move on to Agricola. Agricola. Oh, Mine Train roller coaster. That's a good one. That's a good one. Good one there, Zaris. Mine Train. Still not feeling it. Mine Train. Adam. Agricola. Yeah. A petting zoo. Am I stretching? How far am I stretching it there? A petting zoo, maybe with little sheep and pigs and cows. A petting zoo. In fact, Rebecca mentioned that we need to take Nessa to some place where she can pet a bunny. Petting zoo would be pretty cool. That's a cool attraction, right? Petting zoo. It's better than the train. All right, Agricola's going right there. All right, let's move on to Box of Lies. All right, gotta make some room. Gotta make some room here. Oh, you can't even see Birmingham anymore. Good enough. Box of Lies. Now, what? Now, this would be an amazing attraction at a amusement park. Box of Lies. Can you imagine? Have some some weird funny guy, the comedian guy, running the show, and you actually play Box of Lies with this person, and they make fun of you. You ever that whole where you like Renaissance fairs, at least the one that I go to, they have the dude that you pay him to insult you, like he insults you and you can throw tomatoes at him or something. He insults you. So the comedian is making fun of you and insulting you, and you're playing Box of Lies. Box of Lies. So you know what Box of Lies is? You're basically you're given a card with a picture on it, and you have two little cardboard discs, and you basically, it tells you whether you're going to tell the truth or lie. So if you tell the truth, you have to describe what's on the card. If you're told a lie, you have to describe something that's not completely different from what's on the card, and the other person has to guess whether you're telling the truth or not. This would be an amazing amusement park attraction. It moves ahead of Fast Track into first place. There we go. All right. Let's move on to Horrified. Well, this is already an amusement park attraction. You have the haunted house at Disneyland? Isn't that what it's called? Haunted house, Disneyland? Is that what they call it? No, it's called the haunted house, right? What's it called? Something else. What's the ride at Disneyland? The Haunted Mansion. The Haunted Mansion. They already have that at Disneyland, and this is Universal Pictures Monsters. So Universal Studios, they have a whole. This is amusement park already. So Horrified, it's got the Swamp Thing and the Monster Frankenstein and Dracula and all those guys. They've already got the Haunted Mansion. This is already an amusement park, and it's a part of an amusement park, and it's a ride within another amusement park. Great stuff, but I still like Box of Lies better. So it's going to move into second place. If I can get it to second, I'll put it. Let me see that. All right. move this over. This over here. I need Rebecca to sort this crap out. All right. There we go. I think we can't quite see brass. And last but not least, the piece. The best one. Drone home. Drone home. Here's the thing. Can you imagine amusement park ride where you are in a big giant drone flying thing and people are trying to launch you up? Like you have people off to the side with these little launching little things to try to launch you up into space, and you actually fly like 1,000 feet up. Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be great? That'd be great. I'd ride that ride. I'd ride that ride. Oh, I'd ride that ride. No, it's not. No, it's not an arcade game. It's a ride. You actually launch. It's a big giant drone. You launch, and you. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up. All right. It could be an arcade game as well, but I think wouldn't it be great to be in a giant drone and like fly? But you're not really flying. It's like on a cable. You know, it pulls you up and then drops you. Wouldn't that be great? Drone home. It's better than Plank. It's better than Fast Track. Not better than Horrified. So put drone home right. That's not going to balance. I'll put it right there. Nope, that's not. Why is this tilting? Get this stuff out of the way. Alright, where's Rebecca? Rebecca, where are you? This is too complicated. You do this stuff. There we go! We have done it! Our ranking of how well it would be an amusement park, or an amusement park attraction. We got Box of Lies in first place, Horrified second place, Drone Home third place, Fast Track fourth, Plank fifth place, Agricola, the Petting Zoo sixth place, and the stupid train you ride around the amusement park last place, Brass Birmingham. Dun, 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 dun. Did Coral Luchas outvote me? Alright, that's it. There is her. It's done. Oh, this is too much work by myself. I need an assistant. Alright. We're done with her. What time is it? It's almost time. It's almost time, but we got more time for one more thing. One more thing. We'll do. Oh, we had a new game. I'm not going to run the thing for it, but Fresco. We purchased Fresco. It was a new game. That was new. But I already mentioned that. Because we already played it. Let's do a quick. That was interesting. So I pushed a button on my Stream Deck, little Stream Deck here. Everything crashed. Everything crashed. That was awesome. That's awesome. That was really impressive. Just pushed it and it went, and everything crashed. Well, not everything. OBS crashed, I guess, but that's everything. Everything I'm doing. Let's try this again. Maybe we won't crash this time. Alright, 5 on the spot. You know what this works. Give me a thing that I can rank. Top 5. 5 on the spot. Sorry about that crashing. I don't know what happened. I pushed the button and OBS said nope and shut down. Top 5. Give me a top 5 that I can rank and I will rank it. Top 5, I need a top 5 to do. Top 5, top 5, top 5. Top 5 things about being home alone, that's cool. Favorite things, I said. Top 5 amusement park rides, ooh. I like that one. It's almost like it's a theme. But they'll be very specific. I don't know if you would know them. Top 5 ice cream flavors. I like that one. Top 5 games with a time element. I like that one. I'll let Rebecca pick. Rebecca, you pick. Which one am I doing? You can pick. You want to do Tommy's? Top 5 summer foods. That's a good one. Yeah, if you have any issues, just refresh. The only thing that happened on my side was OBS crashed because it didn't like the button I pushed, I guess. Top 5 things to do when you're home alone. Here we go. This is going to be very specific to me. Understand that I am home most of the time with 2 young girls. One is, she's 15 and 9, about to be 10. Top 5 things that I can do when I'm at home by myself. Here we go. I'm going to write these down and then I'll rank them. Okay, number 1. Okay. Let's see. Okay, that's a good one. Okay, that's another good one. And okay. 5. Number 5. That's number. I think that's gonna be number 1. I'll say 2, 3. All right, here we go. Here's my top 5. Or number 5. Number 5 is yell at the cat. I do that normally, but I feel better about it when no one's here because I usually get screamed at by Nessa for yelling at her cat. So I yell at the cat like, Smokey! Where is he? I don't know where he is. Yell at the cat. Number 4. Number 4 is random late night food runs. I can normally do this on my own, but when they're here, but it's more fun because I get to. It's like I'm sneaking out. No one knows that I'm doing these things. Random, crazy late night food runs. Usually, and for those people that are from Texas, if you're not from Texas or the South, you may not know this. The taquitos, the breakfast taquitos from Whataburger, they go on sale at 11 p.m. at night. I'm there at 11 p.m. All right. Along the same lines, number 3 is eat food that's horrible for me. Because Rebecca, she's trying to be good. She's trying to be good and eat right. But when she's not around, it's Ben and Jerry's every night. But don't tell her I said that. Number 2 is movies. I can watch whatever movies I want. I can watch violent, gory, destructive, evil, explosives movies anytime I want because I have a little girl, sweet little Nessa. She's very sensitive. If there's an explosion or screaming or anything, she freaks. She doesn't like that stuff. But I can crank it up to 12 and have like my neighbor's house shake from explosions. Number 1, along the same lines again. Did I miss one? I think it's number 1. If I missed one, I apologize. Number 1, along the same lines, I can play my video games on the big screen anytime I want in the living room. I usually play like shooter games where people get their heads blown off and all sorts of crazy stuff. Again, can't do that with the kids here. So I shoot people and blow up and screams and yells. I can play any game I want. Normally I have to play in my office with the headphones on. No, I got my Bose speakers blasting with gunfire. I think that's 5. If I missed one, I apologize. Top 5. So basically, it's mostly eating and watching movies and video games. Isn't that what guys do when they're alone anyway? Right? Luckily, I have headphones and I do those movies and stuff in my office, but it's nice to be on my big TV with guns. Speaking of video games, I'm playing the Uncharted games. On a side note, I'm playing the Uncharted games. Like there's like 4 or 5 games in the series. Finished 1, 2, and now I'm working on 3. I don't like these games very much. They're really popular, but I don't like the Uncharted games. They're very linear. You don't really have any. You just basically you have one path pretty much, and you can't. I like open world games. I guess it's crazy linear, and it's very puzzly, and I'm not a fan. So once I finish these 3 games, I'm probably not going to buy the newer version. So, a bonus side note: Uncharted gets a thumbs down from me. So, Tommy's wrong. Uncharted gets a thumbs down. They're very linear. It's like I want to go over here and do something. No, you have to follow this one hallway and go through this one particular door, climb up this one particular path. I'm not a fan. Anyway, I think that's it, folks. We're past time. So, let me give you some little outro-ness. Thank you, Rebecca, for handling the chat. Yes, you answered most of the questions that people asked. That's great. Hope you're having a wonderful time. All right. Outro. Here we go. So, 1 week from tonight is our top 10. We're doing top 10. We're doing top 10 games out of our wheelhouse. Games that we wouldn't normally like, but we like. So categories of games. So like for me, maybe co-ops, maybe solo games. Who knows? Could be this game might make an appearance. Spoilers, that kind of thing. Games that I wouldn't normally like that I do like. So games out of our wheelhouse. Top 10 next week. This is really all I got. Oh, we have Family Showdown stuff now. So by that, our proceeds. Oops, I hit the mic. Our proceeds are going to charity. So for a good cause. We got stuff out there. You can get mugs and shirts and all sorts of fun stuff. That's about it. That's about it. We are. I'm considering. As I said earlier, I think I said that we met up with Nick and Paul and his wife Patricia up at Madness. We were going to play some games. I'm thinking about having a meetup for people that are local up at Madness. I'm thinking it might be on the 8th of August. I guess is that August? Is that a Saturday or Sunday? Either 8th or 9th of August, something like that. I'm not 100%. If we do it, it will be in the Board Game Geek Guild. So if you're local to the DFW area, and you're interested in coming and playing games potentially with us, join our guild, and I'll be putting a post in the Board Game Geek Guild if that happens. And I'll also on the show we'll talk about it as well. I'd love to get together and play some games, maybe have some big party games, and who knows what. Playing up at Madness. I don't know what the Madness schedule is in terms of Magic, people taking over the whole place. It seems like it gets crowded really quick on the weekends, so maybe we might do it right when the store opens. So either the 7th or the 8th of August is what we're shooting for to do that, potentially. And if it works out, maybe it'll be a recurring thing that we'll do periodically, maybe once every couple of months or something like that. That's it, folks. Sorry about the Stream Deck explosion shutdown thing that happened, but it's not a show without something going wrong. I am out of here. Thanks, Rebecca. Thanks, everyone. I'm going to go shoot some people in a video game.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. Click subscribe to join our wonderful viewer community.
Want to be notified when we upload a new video or go live? Click on the little bell below.